Hello everybody, it is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. So, let's talk. Got a few things I want to run by you all this evening. The very first thing is my sadness, my sorrow, my heartbrokenness. My Joann's is closing. It is on the list of closures. I adored my store. I only had problems with one person that worked there, but it wasn't enough to deter me from shopping there. The convenience, for one, the camaraderie with the other employees. I think I was on the better end of the store having what I needed whenever I went. So I was never really without, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I know that there will still be shopping online, but I'm going to miss going into the store and touching the fiber myself. We're losing quite a few stores around me. There are approximately, I think there were 5 stores in my area, and 3 of them are going. We're going to be losing one in Virginia Beach. We're going to be losing the one here in Hampton, and we're going to be losing one in Williamsburg. I did not see Chesapeake on the list, and I didn't see Newport News. Now, Hampton and Newport News are like this, but in terms of what you need, they could be worlds apart. As a matter of fact, the one that they're keeping in Newport News is actually further away than the one in Virginia Beach, to me. But they're both too far for my scooter to travel, and we know that that's basically how I get around. So I'm gonna miss Joann's, and everybody's saying go get what you want now. We all know that I'm on a fixed income. It is the middle of the month. Guess who has no funds? Really? But it is what it is. There is still Michael's around the corner. Not happy, impressed, or thrilled with Michael's, but push come to shove, that's where I'll have to go. Just beyond Michael's is Dollar Tree. So we know about Dollar Tree and their yarn. It does end up being a little more expensive, but the joy in that is that you can come closer to your mark in getting what you need instead of an oversupply, an overstock. You know, if you need 20 of those little balls to make a blanket, you can go get 20 of those little balls instead of, you know, getting 5 skeins and only having to use a spit of the 5th skein, you know. So that and excuse me please, I always have Walmart next door, and I have to admit they are stepping up on their mainstay yarn. They really are. I am going to miss having Big Twist so close. I have really fallen in love with the Big Twist line. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So, yes, I'm going to miss that. I guess you can tell by my surroundings, I am back to my bed. I woke up this morning and I felt like I had stumped my toe. It just hurt in a little small area. It felt almost like an ingrown toenail, kinda. pain. And as the day has gone on, I can barely bend my toenail. And I know that this is the onset of gout. So I am pretty much back to my bed and everything around me that I need. So before I tell you what this is, I can show you this. This is Temu yarn, the Temu rainbow. I do have more over there because it's not that little bit. It's not going to be enough for what I need. So, like I said, I'll come back and tell you what this is a little later. But it does pertain to what I'm about to tell you. This, hold on one moment. Come here. Okay, sorry about that. I totally forgot where I was in saying what I had to say. Alright, y'all, I'm 61. I'm entitled to brain fog, okay? So, what I can tell you is this. Even though I am down with gout, my spirits are up. And you know, I gotta go back just to teach you a bit and let you all know, those of us who deal with chronic illnesses or recurring medical situations, we low-key jealous of y'all who don't have any problems. And that's, I say that part jokingly, but what I'm about to say now is not a joke at all. When the people come with the insensitivity, just because you don't have to deal with problems or you don't understand or know what it's like, does not mean that our problems don't exist, and it does not mean that we should be criticized, looked down on, or talked about for our problems. Just like you talk about how happy, healthy, and wonderful things are with you day to day, we have the same right, we have the same platform to express what we go through from day to day. So check yourself. I'm just saying, check yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, and just thank God for your blessings. I mean, even us in our conditions, we thank God for our existence and our blessings every day. We have to live twice as hard, sometimes many more times as hard as you all, because we have our situation to deal with along with life. So because you have it easy does not give you the right to down us. I just had to put that out there. Okay. So, for the first time ever, I have learned and decided to follow luck of the draw. I'm glad I got to do that. My granddaughter is autistic and she loves that. It's so fitting right here. Okay, so with that being said, I am following Luck of the Draw Boggy Creek style. Luck of the Draw number 10 Boggy Creek style. And what it is a 10-week make-along. Mama Swift, Trisha, is using 5 colors. She is doing 3 projects. And no, Mama Swift, I'm not an overachiever. I just need to stay busy. But I'm going to try to do 7 projects. Most of them are small. Most of them are very small. So it'll give me the opportunity to do, what happens is every week, Mama Swift, and she's going to do this every Thursday. So check out her channel. She can give you a better explanation about it than I can. And you can also go there on Thursdays to get your weekly number. And what it is that a number will be drawn. You set your color palette up, 1 through 5 with your colors. And when the number is drawn, that's the color that you use. So, like week 1 was done, and the number was drawn, and I am losing my words. I'm so sorry. But I still have not figured out my color palettes. I do have a list of items that I want to try. I have potential color palettes, but these are color palettes without looking at, without checking my inventory. I am planning on, with the help of my grandkids, taking a closer look at my inventory and seeing what I have, and then I can better see how to go about this. I just spotted something that said, yes, I will work for this. Okay, so as I go along and I see things, and I'll pick those out, but I need something to work on daily. And if color number 5 is it for this week, then I can do something today, I can do something tomorrow. Each day I will work on one of those items to get that color done for that item. That's why I chose 7. Not to bog myself down with it, but to work on each one of these projects a day. And that way it's not like, okay, I put today's work in and now I have to put it down for a week. My ADHD mind won't let me do that. So it's easier if I have to put this down for a week and tomorrow I can pick up something else, because every time I look over at this or what this is about, I'm going to want to put work in. So that's with that part. With that being said, the 6 of the 7 items that I have chosen is an amigurumi snake. But this is not the one for luck of the draw. I'll tell you about this one in a little bit. Just hold on. A granny square blanket, a regular infinity cowl, a turtleneck cowl, a hat, a poncho, and then I have a color scheme here, and I don't know exactly what it's going to. Might be a scarf. I don't know. But we're gonna work on it and see. Yeah, we're gonna work on that and see what we come up with. Yeah. Okay, so I can show you I am still working on the granny squares. This is the 3rd string so far, and I forgot how many are up here, but this is what I've done. I made cakes, little cakes, when I first got my first winder, and they are all in tubes like this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This makes 7. I have 7 of these. And all I'm doing is reaching in, busting these down into granny squares. So that's how my granny squares are coming to be. And it's working out. No, that 7th item might be a market bag. I just looked over and saw my cotton and I said, that's what I wanted to do. See, that's why I haven't figured out yet what it's going to be. But it's okay. We're going to get there. This is my... I should say outfit for my scooter, and I am going to be doing a tutorial for this part, which is my balaclava. If you notice, the cowl is on the outside. This is all attached, and the hood is not like your typical hood. My hood is made so that it fits contour. It does not have any openings around the side because of the fact that I ride the scooter. This is for my scooter. Because of the fact that I do operate a scooter, when I travel like on the main roads and things, I need to be able to see around and behind me. And if you have on a hood and you turn, the hood stays. so you're blocking your peripheral and your rear view. So I needed something where I would be able to keep my hood on and still be able to see around me, instead of driving and fighting with the hood on and off. And you know how women are about their hair anyway, so I'm not going to keep having issues with the hair. So I am going to be doing a tutorial for this part of it. This is, I thought I wanted it to be like a poncho. I'm still debating that. So we're going back and forth with where I'm going from here. It may be more like, excuse me, it may end up being more like a shrug, just so that the top part will be covered, and then I'll make the wristies and the pants part, or the bottom part, or skirt, or however I'm going to do it, is going to be more like a sleeping bag type thing. And it is going to incorporate like a seatbelt contraption, because there is no seatbelt on my scooter. So those are those two. Well, that's three, because I told you about, well, no, granny scooter. Okay. This is an idea that I had. I had a dream, and I woke up and I started drawing that dream. I should have had all these pages folded so that I could show you. Okay, that's should be, okay, here it is, right here. When I woke up and started trying to draw that dream, I became very frustrated because I couldn't make it connect like it did in my dream. I know what I saw in my dream, and it was absolutely beautiful, but I couldn't, it wasn't working. I'm sorry, I just saw something I needed to tear it out. Okay. But in essence, this is going to be something like, wait a minute, let me get it together. That's it. No. I'm doing it backwards. These are going to be on the outside. And I thought that all I would need was 4 panels. But I need more than 4 panels. I want it to be either a poncho or a shawl. I'm leaning more towards a poncho. And these are going, the way they're going to be connected, it's going to be more like angel wings down at the bottom. So I have to find a way to connect these so that they can give me the look that I'm looking for. And of course, yes, I do need many more than 4 panels. But I had to work it up so that I could see what I was working with. And I had a little ball of Temu yarn, and I worked that ball all the way down until I had this. So this is a, whenever I get around to it, it's a Kitty Lane design. And yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm sure you all remember this poncho. I have to make sure I open it right so you can see what we have. Okay. Well, this is not the same poncho that you remember. This poncho has been frogged all the way back to the turtleneck. Yes, it has. I could not get my counts right. And I'm not going to give a tutorial if I can't get it right on my end. It is a 3-round repeat, and I was having trouble making those work. So I finally figured it out. I got the formula now. I can tell you that this is going to be at least 4 more, starting with this color, which will be added down here. It'll be green, forest green, teal, forest green, forest green, green, forest green, green, teal. And I might end up with green, so it might be 5. I don't know, but it's not, I want it to be big, but the part of me doesn't want it to be big. But it's beautiful. Now let me show you the amazing thing about this. So I was playing around with it. And I did it like this, and I was like, oh my God, that is a beautiful top. So I'm going to make one of those too. Yes, but at least when I give you the tutorial, you have the option to either do the poncho or the top. So Kitty has been creating, you all. It's amazing. When I first started a business, I was Kitty's Creations. KITTEEZ KREATIONZ. I love being different. Also, I'm sure you guys remember this. If that doesn't look familiar to you, I broke the zipper to my bag. The zipper part works, but I lost the little latch to the zipper. You know, the piece that you hold to zip it. Y'all remember this? The extra long scarf. See? I'm knitting. Yes. And it has its issues. As you can see, I forgot which way I was going here. And I got halfway the row and did something else here. And my daughter says, I want it just like it is. Okay. I'm not even going to argue with you, baby girl. Because my plan was to make it, complete it, and then redo it. And my daughter was like, you always got to be doing extra. It was like, you want it? She was like, yeah, just like it is. It's your first big knitted piece too? Yes. So it will be hers. Perfectly imperfect. Or imperfectly perfect. Either way you want to say it. They know what they be doing when they put sheets in bags like this. Okay, we have more. Yes, we have more. By the way, the completed projects were the granny squares. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble getting that out today. So, knit whip number 2. Ta and da. We are working on another scarf. Not quite as big, but my daughter saw these colors and was like, this is what it was. It started out being a rectangular blanket, and when my daughter saw it, she was like, what are you doing with this piece? And I said, it's supposed to be a rectangular blanket I'm working on. And she was like, I was like, what does mean? She said, I want it. Okay, all right. We can make that happen. So, being that I'm so excited about learning to knit, I figured I would make her a scarf that she can wear. So that is knit whip number 2. Dollar Tree. That's back when everything was $1, but they work too. And it's just enough to hold that project. This project doesn't have a home yet, but this is another experiment also with the knitting. So it is knit whip number 3, and I had to use the children's knitting needles because I decided to put a little design in it. Can y'all see the arrow? Look at me, y'all. Girl doing big things. I thought that was so neat. I was like, yes. Can you see? Can you see? I'm proud of me. So this is knit whip number 3, and it's ironic because Mama C was showing a project that she was working on, and she held up the yarn that she was using. I was like, I'm using the same yarn. This is Warm Brights. Of course, it's Big Twist. Come on now. Come on. Yeah, this does not have a home yet. So the red covering for my scooter, I did not show you what yarn I was using for it. Big Twist. Of course. And please forgive me, I have access to but can't get the circular blankets that I will also be doing tutorials for. I know that I will be doing tutorials for 2 of them. I have a total of 3. One I call Sunburst, the other one I call Kendala, and the third one I call Ice Cream Garden. Ice Cream Garden is using this color along with the Varsity Yellow and the Watermelon that's in this. So that is over there. I can't really get to it right now because my mobility is not. So out of the items that I will be making, I have not really started on those really, but this is the start of an amigurumi snake. Did I say that right? Amigurumi snake. We're gonna call it a plushy snake. Okay, I can say that just fine. Because I wanted to see, when I first thought about making it, I was like, oh yeah, make it about 70 rows. I was thinking small. This so far is 60 rounds. So even if I go another 60 rounds, I'm only looking at a 24-inch snake, a 2-foot snake. I want at least 3.5 feet of a snake. I do. I just, this is a foot. 1 foot. So we're looking at bum. Yeah, I want 3.5, 4 feet at least. When I first started thinking about it, I wanted a 6-foot snake. And it's still, I know that the color, what I have, is not going to make it to 6 feet. So I'm looking at what I have, and I'm like, we might be able to stretch it to 3.5 feet. So that's why I'm looking at that amount. I'm stuffing it as I go, so I won't have so much to do as I get along. Plus, this becomes real floppy the longer it gets, and it gets in the way. And yeah. So even though your girl has been down, and I've just been down today, yes, and stuff like this always happens after I have like such a really, really good day. Thursday, my grandkids had their first sweetheart dance, and I went, not as a chaperone. It's just that our transportation dynamics right now called for me to use an Uber, and I was not going to Uber them there by themselves. I was not going to Uber them there come back home, then go back and get them and come back home. So I got an Uber there and I stayed. And then I didn't even have to get an Uber back because my other daughter had finished with everything she had to do and came and picked us up. So all of that worked out and we got back home. The only issue was I had to do a lot more walking than I'm accustomed to. I had been building my walking up, but I actually, and it doesn't sound like a lot. I look at the walking that I did, and coming from, the high school athlete and cheerleader and, the very active mom that used to run around and play softball and run and tumble with the kids and all that good stuff. I can't do those things now. And my mind tells me, okay, you got to walk from this part of the school all the way over to that part of the school. Okay, that's not far. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, when I reached my destination, my legs were shaking so bad, my whole body was shaking. It really was. And my little 7-year-old grandson was holding me, and he was like, "You're cold, and I want to keep you warm." So darling. But I wasn't cold. It just took a lot out of me, and I was very sore by the time I got home. I relaxed, got up the next day, and I felt it. Oh my God, I felt it, which was yesterday. But when I feel it like that is when I know I have to push myself to keep moving, to keep going. So yesterday, even after all of that, I was still able to get my dishes washed. I was able to get some laundry folded, and I felt really good. I was like, okay, it's not going to be so bad tomorrow. I'll get up, I'll fold some more laundry, I'll do this. And when I woke up this morning, like I said, I felt like I had an ingrown toenail, and I kept touching that spot and looking at my toenail. I'm like, nah, it's not an ingrown nail. I don't know what's going on. So by the time it had enraptured the entire toe, I knew that it was gout, and I knew one thing: I had to keep moving. So I moved as much as I could until it got to the point that I could not put pressure on it and I couldn't bend it. So it took much longer to set in. So hopefully, with the movement that I've done today and the fact that I keep moving my foot around, I'm making myself bend it and doing certain things. So hopefully with the circulation, I can kind of nip it in the bud. I know for the most part, it kind of has to run its course. But hopefully I can keep it from being as bad as it could be. So I have shown you my whips. I've told you about me joining the Luck of the Draw. I just got to get those color schemes right, guys. I do. You saw my granny squares. My granny squares are going to be going to Auntie Froggy and Daniel. Daniel wants to make himself a granny square blanket. And he wants, I think he said he just still want to make the granny squares. I think he said he just wants to put them together. So Auntie Froggy came up with the idea of making granny squares for Daniel to make his blanket, and she said that she would even do one for herself. And I always love it when I hear a creator say they want to do something for themselves, because I know myself, I don't do a lot for me. I don't. I may sound like it when I'm saying I want to do this and I want to do this, and they always end up going somewhere else. So I figured I would make as many granny squares as I could. I do have a goal in mind, and maybe they can, if it's an excess, then maybe Daniel can have 2 blankets. Maybe Auntie Froggy can even have 2 blankets. Or maybe they know someone who enjoys putting squares together. Sometimes I don't mind doing it. Other times it's like, oh my God, really putting these squares together. But I just love to crochet. I just love to crochet, and now I'm falling in love with knitting, y'all. And then to find out that I'm a thrower, yes, it just looks so dainty, and the projects that I've chosen are like thoughtless. So I'm just, it's like almost mechanical, you know, but it's fun. It is so much fun, and it keeps my mind occupied. I promise you I'm not sleepy. I don't know what it is about this camera, but every time I get behind it, my body feels the need to yawn. So, with all of that being said, even my little tangent, I will say to you, as I have said to you before, self-love is the greatest love of all. I'm not quite ready to end it, but I'm saying that preluding to when you start irritating, agitating, talking to people about how they should feel and what they should say, that's all a part of self-loathing, not self-love. You are not making yourself bigger than the other person. You're overshadowing you. You are. Because you have the same opportunity to create your own platform, just as we have to create ours. I guess you can tell by now, I've been through enough bullying in my life. I know how to bite back. And if I have to bite back for everybody in the chronic or mental health community, I'm your girl. I got your back and your front. I got that hug around you. You can do your Wonder Woman spin with me attached to you. Yes, I'm the one. Because between God and me, your battle is already fought and won, baby. So to all the Mama Kaylas and the Jennifers and me and anybody else who's going through and has suffered or had to endure those people that feel like they're better than and can say how much they don't like when, you know, no. Our platform, you know, and as long as we're within YouTube guidelines, you're dismissed. You're dismissed. Not saying you can't ever come back. You call yourself being put in the timeout corner. When you can fix it, you can come back. But until then, exercise your right to leave. I love you. God knows I love you. But I will not endure the negativity. I will not. As soon as I see it, as I have done very recently, actually, you will be deleted. You'll be dismissed. You'll be gone. Forget, you know, I don't deal with the nonsense. I love the fact that you're happy, joy. So am I on those days that I can be. Like I said, we have to work twice as hard to get through this life as you do. You get up in the morning, go in the kitchen, fix you something to eat, and go about your day. I can't work. I am a workaholic that can't work. I have to struggle with that all by itself. I do. And then the fact that I have a bad heart, a condition that was given to me that I didn't earn. I didn't ask for the bad things that happened to me in my childhood and my younger life to happen, which have caused psychological problems. Yeah, ADHD, OCD, PTSD, anxiety disorder, and I suffer from depression. I sure do. I didn't ask for my multiple sclerosis. I have it. Some mornings I wake up blind. I didn't ask to be hard of hearing. When the boy knocked me in the back of the head at the age of 6. I don't know if it was his intent to take my hearing away, but it happened. And am I going to talk about it? Ooh, watch your tongue, watch your tongue. You doggone right. I had to find the right word. Because it's my life. And it's my channel. And I love all of you. Yes, it's a crochet channel. But there are many of us out here in this creative world. In this creative world. We're already struggling. Because so many of our arts are trying to be taken away from us. They're being taken away from our children. And we're being thrust into a position that if we want this to continue, we have to teach it. But we're also dealing with the grandchildren who are autistic, the children that are ADHD, the children who have other physical issues, the children who have cancer. We have all of this to deal with. And your happy-go-lucky life has none of this to deal with. But that, and because you don't have it to deal with, definitely does not give you the right to talk about or try to control what we do and what we say. So like I said in the very beginning, check yourself. Check yourself. I still love you. Now, as I always say to everybody, self-love is the best love. It is the greatest love of all. You just proved my point. You cannot love others the way they deserve to be loved if you don't first love yourself the way you deserve love. And even still, I say, you deserve the best. You do. Now take all of that with a grain of salt and a martini, and know that until we meet each other again on these YouTube streets, I, Kitty Lane, love you, and